Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we started with a James Bond video. We are going to end the day with a James Bond video. With this article here, Daniel Craig explains why his James Bond uses fewer gadgets. Daniel Craig explains why his take on the iconic 007 agent departs from his predecessors, featuring more fistfights than high-tech devices. Daniel Craig reveals the reason for using fewer gadgets for his portrayal of James Bond. Based on the character in the Ian Fleming novels, Bond made his way into the cinemas in 1962 with Sean Connery's Dr. No. Craig is the seventh actor to portray the fictional British spy, taking over the role after Pierce Brosnan in 2006. Despite the initial backlash over his casting, Craig's debut Bond film, Casino Royale, became the highest-grossing film of the franchise at that time. Now, I have to ask, is that adjusted or unadjusted for inflation? Because that does matter. You know, the U.S. dollar in 1962 was a lot different than what it was in 2006. The actor went on to star in 4 more movies: Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, and the upcoming No Time to Die. Based on the fictional character in the Ian Fleming novels, the iconic 007 agent is known for his charming looks and sharp wit. He's also fond of sleek cars and high-tech gadgets, which he uses to get out of tight situations. He's also known for the girls, but they don't want to mention that here. Since Craig took on the role, however, he reinvented the character and gave it a grittier and more realistic appeal. No Time to Die serves as his 5th and final outing as Bond. The movie premiered in the UK on September 28th and is scheduled to hit US theaters on October 8th. In a new video for GQ, Craig explained why his take on the iconic James Bond uses fewer gadgets than his predecessors. According to the 53-year-old actor, he loves seeing all these nifty tools in the previous movies. In fact, he mentioned Connery's silver box that blew up things to be his favorite Bond gadget of all time. However, Craig said that for his portrayal, he wanted to feature weapons and devices that made sense. Now, I could just read you the quote that this article, provides, or I could just show you the clip from that specific GQ video. I'm going to favor the latter over the former. So here is that clip from that GQ video that they're mentioning.
Hey Daniel, why the choice to go with fewer gadgets with your James Bond? This is going to answer a few questions actually. I've loved the gadgets, but my take on them has always been they've got to sort of just be justified in the movie. You can't really just have gadgets for gadgets' sake. They've got to make sense and they've got to be interesting. My favorite gadgets from the previous movies my favorite gadget is, I think Sean Connery used to use this sort of like little silver box with a switch on it and a red light went on. I don't know what it did, but it kind of opened doors, it kind of blew things up, and it was just, that was, simple is best as far as gadgets is concerned.
High-tech devices have always been a highlight in all Bond movies. Almost all contraptions imaginable have been featured in the Bond franchise, from fantastical laser pointers to rocket launchers and submarines. Often these gadgets are hidden in everyday objects such as pens, umbrellas, or cigarette cases. There also have been more outlandish ones such as Brosnan's invisible car in Die Another Day. In the last 4 films starring Craig, however, audiences have seen the MI6 spy rely more on his fists rather than a bag of tricks. Well, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think the first Daniel Craig James Bond movie to use gadgets was Skyfall. When he met Q and all he had was the Walther PPK and the tiny little radio, and that was it. It's a departure from his predecessors, but Craig's realistic approach has made Bond more human. It also allowed him to explore the character's emotional journey, something that has never been done in the past movies. Yes, it has. And I would argue it doesn't need to be done because Bond is a fucking pulp character. He just goes and gets the job done and goes home. It's really that simple. That said, viewers can still expect to see pretty cool vehicles, watches, phones, and other gadgets in no time. Really? Other gadgets in No Time to Die? Let's see. He only had a tiny little radio in Skyfall. He didn't have much in Spectre. What makes you think they're gonna have more in No Time to Die? With a total of 5 Bond films in his belt, Craig is definitely one of the most successful and longest-serving actors to ever play the super spy. As he takes his final bow with No Time to Die, it will be interesting to see how the franchise intends to introduce the iconic character anew for today's audiences. See, this is the problem with the Daniel Craig era. James Bond was really known for 3 things: the guns, the gadgets, and the girls. You could argue the cars as well. So actually 4 things. Okay, the cars, the guns, the gadgets, and the girls. what has the Daniel Craig Bond effectively done? Well, you still have the cars to an extent. You know, I believe he only drives the Goldfinger Aston Martin. He still has the guns to a degree, but they completely forewent the gadgets and the girls. And why did they do that? Well, you could blame the success of the Jason Bourne franchise in that, oh my God, now James Bond has to follow suit. Oh my God, we have to make Jason Bourne now. We can't afford to make James Bond. And this is totally gonna hold up with time, said no one ever. And guys, that's pretty much all I've got for you. You know, the reason why Daniel Craig's Bond uses fewer gadgets is because Daniel Craig's James Bond is a Jason Bourne clone. It's really that simple. So guys, I'm going to truly end it right here. If you've stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I am terrible at ending these videos, so I will just see you guys next time.